Scrapyard, rain on my face, Order 66 still ringing. I'm Airconda, last Jedi standing, but my saber keeps on singing. Wrong frequency, blade spins backward, cuts my own damn boot. Stormtroopers laughing, I force pull the crate and it drops on my foot. BD1 beeps, what the hell, I just shrug and keep running blind. Miss every jump, slide down the pipe, somehow still alive. They say I'm hopeless, zero talent, pure comic relief, but the Empire's closing in, and I'm all that's left. I'm the most retarded Jedi in the galaxy, swinging lightsabers sideways, still somehow set them free. Tripping over destiny, force push on the floor, but every time the dark wins, I stumble through the door. Yeah, I'm the only hope they got. Clumsy, stupid, broken, but the galaxy's not. Zepho tombs, I read the glyphs wrong. Wake up every tomb guardian. Night sister magic on Dathomir, I force jump straight into her hand. Parry timing, non-existent, I just spam and pray. Inquisitor laughs, then eats a lucky force throw to the face. Wookiees on Kashyyyk watch me fall off every vine and beam, still end up the hero. Somehow I'm living the dream, no master, no plan, just button mashing and luck, but the final cutscene's rolling. And I'm the one who struck, I'm the most retarded Jedi in the galaxy, swinging lightsabers sideways, still somehow set them free. Tripping over destiny, force push on the floor, but every time the dark wins, I stumble through the door. Yeah, I'm the only hope they got. Clumsy, stupid, broken, but the galaxy's not. When the stars go quiet and the Empire thinks it's won, one idiot with a controller flips the script and runs. No training montage, no wise old man, just me and my mistakes. But the credits roll, the music swells, and the whole damn galaxy shakes. I'm the most retarded Jedi, yeah, the whole galaxy knows. But when the last light flickered out, guess who stole the show? Stumbling, fumbling, beautiful disaster in the night. I'm Airconda, last dumb hope, and I made it right. Most retarded Jedi, but the only hope they got. Airconda lost his place in the temple hall, quizzed on captains, not on ancient wars. Quarter of star dates, not those dusty texts. They stamped his saber, said you're out next. He packed one robe and a battered pack, holocron jokes, gold delta on his back. Exiled for loving, what more than jump? Now he's hitching rides on freighters full of junk. ships as the coolant drips and clunks. Here come the fallen Jedi, kicked out for loving the wrong star. Star Charts painted on his eyelids, still swinging that humming scar. Third time trying to save this galaxy, third time they call him wrong. Here come the fallen Jedi, outcast, but he's holding on. Third time's a charm, or a curse, or a joke. He's patched that saber more than his cloak. One hand on faith, one hand on the hull. Heart half logic, half missed it pull. Here come the fallen Jedi, kicked out for loving the wrong star. Star Charts painted on his eyelids, still swinging that humming scar. Third time trying to save this galaxy, third time they sing along. Here come the fallen Jedi, wrong fandom, but he's still Kinda got kicked from the temple for quoting warp cores at dawn. He failed all the holocron homework, new Starfleet ranks, got planets wrong. Council said, kid, you're confused. He said, engage instead of on guard. The time that they tried to expel him, now he's laughing from a junkyard bar. Airconda, the fallen Jedi, skanking through the stars again. Phaser jokes in a saber fight, he still kinda saves the day in the end. Trusty droid rolling at his side, lightsaber humming out of tune. Airconda, the fallen Jedi, boldly swinging through a twin sun moon. Hey! He patched his robe with old uniforms, Delta patch stitched on the sleeve. Quotes captains when blasters start flying, make it so as the troopers flee. His droid keeps a list of his failures, 3 times marked order revoked. But every time destiny calls him, he flips that blade on and jokes. Airconda, the fallen Jedi, skanking through the stars again. Phaser jokes in a saber fight, he still kinda saves the day in the end. Trusty droid rolling at his side, lightsaber humming out of tune. Airconda, the fallen Jedi, boldly swinging through a twin sun moon. He's too tricked to be a proper knight, too force touched to just walk away. So he lives right there in the middle where the misfit rebels play. Hey, hey, hey! Third strike, but he keeps returning. Punchline in a cosmic feud. Every saga needs a dropout hero with canon confused attitude. Airconda, the fallen Jedi, skanking through the stars again. Phaser jokes in a saber fight, he still kinda saves the day in the moon. Trusty droid rolling at his side, lightsaber humming out of tune. Airconda, the fallen Jedi, warp speed waltzing with a twin sun moon. Hey, hey! Airconda stood before the council, robes on the floor, heart out of line. Caught with a worn out Starfleet badge, hidden under his saber at his side. They said, your path is clear, betrayal. He just shrugged. Warp drives feel right, cast from the order. Third exile, drifting through the dark, half grin, half night. He is a fallen Jedi, fallen, still ignites that blade in the black. Bigger fan of warp and scanners, but the Force keeps pulling him back. Out here in a tangled galaxy, where the codes and captains clash. He's a fallen Jedi, third time trying to survive his own crosswire path. His droid hums.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of 60 Seconds of Teabagging. I am joined here today with Erconda to talk about his ongoing feud with Sergeant Wilkie. Erconda, how did you and Sergeant Wilkie end up in the pettiest online war since pineapple on pizza?
To be honest, I don't remember 100%. I think it was mainly us talking shit in each other's streams, and then it spilling over to the Rumble Spartans event. That's where plasma grenades were thrown about as much as teabags were. I also know it has been going on for probably well over a year now.
So, what got us to where we are now? What exactly led to the current back and forth with the music videos?
It all started with Wilkie dropping a short of a special kind of joy he feels when he kills me in Battlefield 6 while I was live on the Whiskey Capitalist podcast. Because of this act of instigation on a live podcast, I decided to respond in kind, but bigger, with the music video Teabag the Man Out of You.
I have the first clip you mentioned ready to play. Let's take a look at it.
Drop that. No heels. Hey! Oh my God! I found it! Hey, Anaconda! Man, that's a long distance hole puncher for your head, Anaconda. Don't touch my conda! Why do I keep grabbing the sniper rifle? It's so dumb. I can't know. Anaconda! Woo! Reach out and touch someone. Crazy bullshit was that? There goes their Conda. There goes their Conda. Come here.
This is what led to making the music video, Teabag the Man Out of You. Why?
It's simple. Wilkie called me out in front of all those viewers. And because I don't have as many clips of me owning him like he does of me, I decided to take a different approach. A psychological approach.
I tell you right now, I'm going to take so much pleasure skull fucking your dead son.
They carved my name in the temple stone. Said guard the code, guard what you're shown. But I hid blueprints under my robe. Warp charts folded in a secret node. Council eyes on my shaking hands. Quiz me planets, quiz me clans. That's my favorite captain. I slipped, I smiled,
All right. You guys should be able to hear me now. No, the mic was not muted. Fucking not Windows doing YouTube or Windows things. And it my mic was not registered because it fucking changed my audio source again. So that's what that's what we're dealing with. But we're here. As I was saying, welcome. Hi everybody. I am live now. We have an AOA raid. And it looks like it is time for me to be done with Rumbot for alerts because they are not going off. And I think that's why Vapin is no longer calling it Rumbot anymore and switching over to Helix because he's done with trying to make a bot because he can't get it to work properly. And it's not his fault. It's Rumble. Something Rumble's doing. So I need to start working on my alerts over on Beerbot beers. So I guess that's what I'm doing today because the alert is, unless did the alert go off and I just didn't hear it. I don't want to be talking all the shit and shit and find out it actually went off. So if it went off, guys, let me know. What's not working right now? Oh, Blaze isn't working. Well, fuck Blaze. I mean, I'm done. If you guys can't make stable platforms, I'm not going to try to mess with your platforms. I've chased that with Rumble long enough. I'm not doing it again. What's up? Sorry. All right. As I was saying, I am back. Dork Girl is not wrong. I was supposed to be back live tomorrow. And what had happened was not everybody that we thought was going to come out camping this weekend came out to camp, which is not a big deal. I'm not upset by it. But the main reason why I came home early, we had massive thunderstorms come through yesterday, and my tent, I don't think is waterproofed enough. So instead of risking getting soaked in my tent and then packing up wet gear today, I came back last night, and I didn't feel like renting a hotel in Atlanta because I'm gonna give you a little hint. I fucking hate Atlanta. So, what's up, AOA? Let's see if we can get the shout outs up now. If my alerts worked, I didn't know because I didn't hear it because my audio wasn't working correctly. So we're gonna do Utopics first because her shout out didn't work, and then we'll have to wait 5 seconds because I see the cooldown timer that by Beerbot. The shout out AOA, Fairy Mysterious, and Clevtastic. I'm sorry, a little delayed. We had some technical difficulties, but before we get further into everything, I gotta go get ready for a DOS boot because I owe AOA 3 more DOS boots, if I remember correctly. At minimum 2, but I at least owe him 3. I can't do it. I'm on the wrong scene. The other thing I need to do is do the Hoot and Young toast. And after that, I'm gonna do my little, it looks like beers can bypass the cooldown. No worries, Dork Girl. Don't worry. And then we'll do my quick little DreamHack recap. So let me go get because I was gonna say the boot to AOA got here, and it looks like he's here because the man has raided. I still have dicks all over my floor thanks to Sergeant Wilkie. By the way, guys, be here Saturday around 4 p.m. Wilkie and I are doing a Memorial Day weekend. It'll be the culmination of all my punishments he has purchased for me for failing to beat him in the fundraiser. You guys can still donate, by the way. And you still have time to add another item to this. Otherwise, it's just going to be Everclear and Red Hot, or Swedish Fish. Red Hots are currently winning. And we're like $60-something away from... I had a feeling. I'm not sucking you dick. Pierce. That's not happening. It's not happening. Sorry, guys. You guys are gonna be disappointed. Well, okay. Only on hashtag only twins. We're gonna do a shout out for Fairy Mysterious next. Or Clev was here first. We'll do Clev next. Is Clev? He's a user. Okay, that's important. Did my raid alert go off when you guys when AOA raided? Well, I want to play a little hard to get. I'm a little feisty. I'm a little spicy. I found other lovers this weekend. Let me go get the boot. The boot I have in here is dirty, so we're not going to use that one. Is the music super loud? Because it sounds very loud in my ear. There we go. So give me 1 second. I will be back. I'll be back. There are penises everywhere. Is that one off of the raid? Did it show the image at all? Don't forget to about me when you make it to cop. I'll always be your bottom. If I make it to the top. Well, that music still sounds loud in my ear. Is it loud to you guys, or does it sound all right? Okay, I think that's why people complain about being deaf and being quieter, because if I'm not like right up on my mic, it doesn't pick me up right away. I can kind of see what people are talking about now. Like right up on the mic. Obviously, when I'm moving around, I don't expect people to hear me. Let me turn down the music just a little more. There we go. That's better. You hear no music. How about now? I have like 3 basic dance moves. Okay. Not right now. He will be this weekend. Because they're getting stuck to my butt and they're getting dropped everywhere. I'll tell them that you love them. That they're spreading like fire. Thank you for throwing more dicks on the floor. I appreciate it. My wife is getting upset with Wilkie. By the way, Wilkie, I hope you know this, because dicks are ending up all over my house right now, and she does not want dicks all over her house. So thank you, Wilkie. It is your fault that this is happening. So she's not thrilled. I'm gonna have to, next time I'm in chat with him, have to let him know. He'll probably be in here in a little bit, so I'll let him know. But he's gonna be very happy with this decision. I know that for a fact. Can you guys still hear the music, or is it too quiet? Oh, I almost opened up another beer. What was I saying? Oh, I was gonna do the DreamHack recap while I was pouring this boot and getting it ready to go, and then we'll do the Hoot and Young toast and then the DOS boot video. I can do Fairy next for the shout out, so let me do that too. Music is gone again. Here, let me see. How's this sound? Let me know if you guys can hear it. I cranked it up a little bit more. Let me know how it sounds to you guys. Man, reminds me, Ike sent me a notebook with a cover on how to live with a micro penis. Well, I got micro penises all over my chair right now. Thank you, What If. I appreciate it. Now I need a shout out for What If as well. Can you hear the music now? Or is it still like gone? Because I think. But yeah, DreamHack. How you doing, What If? I don't think I said hi to you. Level's good? Okay, good. DreamHack was actually really good. A lot of things did not go how it was originally planned. I didn't get to see a lot of the people I wanted to see. I didn't get to network as much as, well, okay, let me rephrase that. I had no intention of really networking outside the Rumble community when I got up there. I say network, meet up and chat with people, chat them really honestly. But after watching Midnight, shout out to Midnight and Pudge work, and then all the work that Cat Dog put in, shout out to them as well, or him as well, to create networking opportunities for all us creators with other creators on other platforms and other products or companies and brands. So huge shout out to them for all that. I realized that I need to be a little bit less of a bitch and start networking a little more than I have been, because you know what actually might help me with this is if my focus is being broken, because I have, there we go, that's better. That should be a lot better. I could probably turn this up a little bit right about there. That's probably gonna help with the audio for you guys as well, with me talking. Let me see. See, I'm having issues with my mic sounding like it's peaking a lot too. That's what I've been worrying about. I've been watching my VODs back and it sounds crackly to me for some reason. Like, I don't know if this mic's dying. I've had it for a while and it's been abused quite a bit. All right, I get distracted. So, I went out there. And I did camping because there was a lot of people. I'm not going to say who they are because I don't want them to feel like I'm calling them out or anything. There's a lot of people that were talking about how they didn't really have the money for this, but they really wanted to go. So I was volunteering my tent as an option to go camping, as a cheap option to stay the weekend in Atlanta. Hotels in Atlanta. Atlanta's not cheap to begin with. Hotels in Atlanta are even more expensive. And a lot of those people ended up Goodwin was the only one that came out and hung out, and it was actually a really good time. I'm kind of glad. This is nothing against the other people that were supposed to be there. Goodwin was the only one that came out to the campsite, and him and I had a really good time just having like a good conversation around the fire, eating some food. And we got to talk about, you know, God and the Bible and a lot of that. And that was a really good, healthy conversation because I haven't really been able to do that in a long time. So it was really fun to hang out with him and discuss, or just talking. And we talked about things about Rumble. That's another thing we're good about the recap of the weekend. Then after that, we met up with Hemp Hero. We met Cat Dog, the Midnights in the Mountains, Push TV, Casey, Soundboard Lord. Well, so Friday night, we didn't go to the event at all because both me and Goodwin were exhausted. He had a longer drive. He drove all the way from Missouri, St. Louis. I drove obviously from where I'm at. It took me almost 4 hours to get there, even though it's only supposed to be an hour and a half drive because that's Atlanta, and that's why I fucking hate that city. A hour and a half drive almost became a 4-hour drive. So I was exhausted. I had to set up my campground too before the sunset, my campsite and all that. And then, so once we got settled and we kind of relaxed for a bit, we head up Hexic and Casey, and we met with them at a wing joint at, what was the name of the university we met up at? Let me see. I'm going to read chat in a second too. Send it to my wife. There's a picture of it on X. I should have thought this through and had all this ready for you guys. It was a university in Atlanta. Where is it? Oh, we saw a lot of tweakers trying to take dumps on the side of the road, and apparently there was something happening at the after party Friday night too. Oh, we went to this place called this restaurant that was outside, or it was in the middle of Clark City University, and they had Kamala, a huge mural to Kamala, put up on the side of the building. I want to point out Goodwin picked the location, so he's the reason why we went there. First location he picked, there was a lot of crackheads just standing outside the door, kind of blocking the entrance to the place, so we decided we weren't going to go there. The neighborhood looked bad too. And let me tell you, I haven't been to Atlanta since October. It has gotten a lot worse in that short period of time, and it's, I mean, I would say I'm sad, but I'm not a city person anyway. But it's miserable out there. I more and more reason why I don't want to go to Atlanta ever again. But I will be. We'll get into that in a little bit. And then inside, they had pictures of Kamala all over the place, celebrating her as the first female black president. Unfortunate for them because that didn't happen. Actually, I think the sign said first black president. I guess they really don't consider Obama black anymore. I don't know. I don't understand these people in the way of thinking. But the wings were delicious. They were very gracious and hosted us very well. It was hosted us, and it was great. We met with, like I said, Casey, Soundboard, aka Soundboard Lord Hexic, and like I said, Goodwin and I rode out there together. And after we ate the wings, they were delicious. We went back to our campsite, hung out for a bit, and then headed. I did a little fishing from the shore, and then we went to bed. The next day is when we went to the event and we met up with a lot more of the creators. You might have saw me on the midnight stream or not. I don't know. The first time we saw them Saturday, we didn't. They were very busy because they had a lot of interviews scheduled and lined up. Him and then Pudge were making the rounds for Pickaxe and for Rumble. And then we just hung out with everybody else. And then Casey, Hexic, B Money, and Pudge and I and Goodwin and I all went to a barbecue joint just out on the other side of the convention center, and we had some food, had a good time. Shout out to our waitress. I don't remember her name, but she was phenomenal. She was fantastic and really entertaining. She did not give a damn what anybody was saying or doing, and it showed, but she was a sweetheart to us, and we appreciated it. So I gave Casey several hugs, Dork Girl, a lot of hugs. And then Goodwin and I went back to the campground. Everybody's talking about doing the after party, which was supposed to be at 10, and it got moved to like 11:30 because some comedy show was monopolizing the time. I was gonna go. Goodwin said he didn't want to go, so I decided to stay at the campsite. Plus, there's other people talking about going. It's like, well, let me give an alternate option for people to kind of hang out and chat with everybody without having to go to the I forgot to tell you what happened at the Friday night after party. A crackhead stood in the doorway of the after party, pulled out his dick and started masturbating right in front of the door, the glass door. They said it where the head was pressed against the glass and it was fogging up, so we missed out on that. I did, Dork Girl. And then Saturday, again, we didn't go to that one. They didn't get done the after party until 4, or like a lot of them didn't get back to their rooms until 4 in the morning on. I wasn't there, Dork Girl. I didn't go to that after party because it was high tide, and what everybody was telling me is for THC and weed, and I am not going to be around that stuff. Again, that's me. Don't get mad at me. I don't want to be around that stuff. It gives me headaches and makes me sick. Yeah, I figured you didn't want me to shoot Casey. I figured you were talking about the crackhead. But I got to meet up with Pep the Saturday. That's when I met most of the creators. I met Pep Killer, Fused, Slender Pig, Hemp here. I mean, I met Pep, Fuse, and Slender before. Midnights, I met them before. Jobless was there. Cat Dog. I'm trying to remember everybody I saw. There was a lot more there that I didn't get to meet up with. Silver was there. I didn't get to meet up with him again this time, but he was there. I also met Simple Dave and Quigley. Was it? I can't remember his full name is Quigley. I gotta look him up again. Both fantastic guys, great sense of humor. It was a lot of fun hanging out with those guys. I look forward to getting in some streams with them later, maybe. But all in all, the whole event was good. Kind of give you the quick recap, and then I want to kind of get into some thoughts that Soundboard Lord, myself, Goodwin, Hexic, and Pudge kind of all discussed throughout with Pudge and Soundboard and Hexic a little less than the rest of them. Or, I mean, a little less than me and Goodwin having the conversations. The things we were talking about is Rumble and the direction Rumble's going. And ironically, Saturday, or I think it was Friday, but we all saw it Saturday when Chris announced paid sponsorship for the front page with editors' picks going away. I know a lot of people are upset, and I completely understand of it. And honestly, it's a very poor move. It sounds like he's retracting that, which is phenomenal. So good on you, Chris, for listening to your community and pulling back off of that. But a lot of people are upset. Obviously, everybody's asking, what are your opinions and thoughts on it? I said I was like 50-50, and I didn't get to really clarify, because when you get it, it's like the community events. When you get a group of people talking, they ask you something, you start your thought, and then somebody else chimes in, and then everybody's just like talking over each other. But essentially, I was half and half, and what I meant by that is I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a horrible idea. I get what they're trying to come from, because X kind of does that. You could pay to promote your posts to get your posts to have more reach. X Premium is supposed to give you more reach too as well. So I kind of get it. That's not me saying it's a good idea. It just said I wasn't going to get as angry about it as everybody else was. And I know people probably think it's me simping for Rumble and stuff. It's just like, with the amount of shit that's been going on lately, I didn't want to, I agree. It's a bad idea. I'm very happy that Chris seems to be backtracking on it. One of the things we also just seems to, and that's going to go into another point I was going to make too. A lot of people are a little upset to see a little lack of response. I mean, there was a response from Gaming on Rumble, but it was a very small lack of response from Gaming on Rumble. They did it the day of everybody being there on Friday, saying they're really sorry they couldn't make it and really regret it. And I believe they were. But the issue I and many others would have is, like, if you guys weren't going to be able to make it, at least hit, like, Cat Dog was working his ass off, getting everything organized and put together to get all the creators together and create opportunities for them to network. It's like, at least maybe get with Cat Dog and get with him or Pudge or any of the other bigger creators that are out there, and maybe give them some merchant stuff to hand out for Rumble, or some ways to make Rumble stand out. Because what a lot of people don't know, there's no dedicated as far as I know, from what I understand from the people I talk to, there's no dedicated person on Gaming on Rumble. These are staff members of Rumble that are already busy doing their job they were hired and paid for, and doing the Gaming on Rumble posts on the side. I love them for it, but if Rumble really wants to get out there, they need to have a dedicated person for this stuff. Because I'm gonna shout out Rick, because I love Rick to death. He's one of my favorite staff members out there. Great guy. And I'm not saying that because he's treating me better or anything. I'm saying that because he's a great guy. Like, he's one I've actually got to met and interact with the most. And he seems, and from what I met of him, he's a very genuine person. So this is why I'm shouting him out. Rick is incredibly busy. And I know in the very beginning, and I'm very happy to see he's pulling back from this, because he needs to, because I don't want him getting burnt out. And the more he gets involved with this stuff, the more and more people are going to get pissy at him, because they're going to accuse him of favoritism and stuff. But Rick will give his shirt off his back to help you out with your content and stuff, especially if he knows you and knows you're a good person. And he was like letting people DM him on the side, message him or tag him and post on X, and he do everything he could to help them out. Does he miss people? Yes, because there's hundreds of thousands of us and only one Rick. And expecting him to be the face of Gaming on Rumble, which he was. It was him and Mike, if I remember correctly, at DreamHack in October. That's expecting a lot from him. I'm sure he loves it, and if he had the time and money and the opportunity, he would go to every DreamHack possible. But if he's gonna be the head developer of Rumble, it's gonna be almost impossible for him to do that stuff. So I am not ignoring chat. I'm trying to get through the stock quickly because I want to get to the game, because I would like to beat Jedi Fallen Order today. So I will stop. Or I would like to get through this recap as quickly as possible. So I think Rumble needs, because this is the hard thing, and I've seen people outside of gaming and politics starting to complain on Rumble's like, you're only gonna be, because the goalpost is moving. It is going to continue to move, so it's like an impossible goal to achieve. But unless Rumble ends up getting AI involved and millions of employees, you're only successful if you're a political creator on Rumble. Now you're only successful if you're a gaming creator and a political creator on Rumble, and because people are saying that's all they push now. They do push politics a lot, but if you talk to any of the gaming creators, they say that all they push is politics and hardly ever push gaming at all. So it's like an endless loop, because even if say me and Goodwin are going to be investing more time in our outdoor content. Let's say we start doing that and we're like, well, Rumble, we jump in the bandwagon of you're not a successful creator unless you're gaming in politics, and because they're giving no love to outdoor. And then Rumble sets up another thing for outdoor. Well, then that will continue. And then let's say outdoor starts getting more love from Rumble. Then people like, well, I make music. Music gets no love on Rumble. You're only gonna be successful if you're political, gaming, or an outdoor creator. Like it's gonna be a nonstop thing. At the end of the day, Rumble absolutely needs to do better to make sure other content is easily discovered. But they're not gonna be able to do dedicated teams to each category of content to come out to conventions and stuff. They're not gonna be able to do social media for each individual content thing. I appreciate the effort, but it's not going to be sustainable, even if they built a team specifically for gaming on Rumble. The other things we talked about, like a lot of people were talking about the discoverability issues. Everybody's talking about multi-streaming being key, which they're acting like it's this big novel idea. I've been saying multi-streaming from day one. If you're looking to be a big creator or make it as a creator, you can't be limited to one platform. I don't give a shit what that platform is unless you sign a massive contract deal. And let's face it, a lot of us won't be seeing these massive contract deals anytime soon. So multi-streaming is what you need. If you're not a streamer but you're a creator that uploads, you got to upload to multiple platforms. Now, talking to some of these guys that do that. Goodwin specifically mentioned that he's talked to a lot of bigger creators on YouTube, and they say a lot of people like us who are trying to create content are on Rumble. Our content is intentionally being nerfed by YouTube. If we have any reference to Rumble in anything, whether it's our socials, our abouts, our descriptions, our titles, our tags, or even supposedly, and I actually wouldn't be surprised, the AI moderation catches us talking about Rumble and they nuke our content because of that. So, with that being said, though, I would really like to see Rumble being at DreamHack. It was a little sad, the lack of it. Moving on to the next topic was the communication aspect of it all. They need to be better with communicating. They are still, and people are going to probably disagree with me, by far the best communicators when it comes to any other content platforms, because the other platforms are only going to talk to you unless you're Doc Disrespects, the Burnt Peanuts, the Nick Mercs, the really big creators, the Asmon Golds. Rumble is talking to smaller creators. Yeah, they are talking to other creators more than others. Yeah, you can make that argument, but these creators have been around since the beginning of gaming on Rumble or other aspects of Rumble. So obviously they got more favor with Rumble, but Rumble is talking to the average person on social media about the platform, where other platforms don't do that. Now, are they effective at the communication? Not at all. Not even a little bit. Like the sponsors thing, I guarantee Chris did not convey it very well, and people misunderstood it, and it pissed him off, rightfully so, because he's done that with every time he announces a new feature, especially involving the creator program. People get pissed, and more often than not, it's because they didn't understand what he was trying to say. And I'm not defending Chris. That is not me excusing him. I'm saying that's something that needs to be fixed. And I appreciate that it's the CEO of Rumble that's doing these things, but somebody that is better at communicating needs to be conveying this information so people will have a clear, concise understanding of what is being released or changed or modified about Rumble. That is one thing that absolutely needs to change with Rumble. And I've been saying that for a while now. Some people may not think I haven't, but I have. They suck at communication. Like, clearly, they're great at getting information out. They suck at how they get the information out. If that makes sense to what I'm trying to say. But they do listen. They do convey stuff. The other things we were talking about, like this infighting stuff, man. I gotta tell you one thing. This infighting stuff needs to stop. And I've said this to everybody I talked to that brought up the conversation while we we're at DreamHack. We're a bunch of mid-30s to beyond in age, and we're acting like high school girls with the catty bullshit we're getting all upset and pissy about. It's like, holy crap, people, grow the fuck up. If you don't like somebody, just don't like them. Don't try to create drama when there's no drama to begin with. With the exception of a couple things, but it's not my place to talk about those things. Some of you already know about it. And stop trying to drag other people in it that weren't involved in the first place. I'm done with the rage bait, drama baiting bullshit people are doing to get the clicks and views, because I understand it gets that. And there's certain creators that do it all the time. Like, that's their whole platform, is the rage bait, clickbait. I think that is trash, lowbrow, pathetic, disgusting content. Now, unfortunately, I'm one person, and everybody else, a bunch of people out there apparently disagree because they watch their content and they react to the content. Now, this is another thing that drives me up the wall, is like, these people are all like the people that think like me and mad at the people causing the drama or baiting the drama, and yet they still engage and interact with them, and they don't understand that your engagement and interaction with them is feeding the numbers that they want, the views, the likes, even the dislikes. It's still engagement at the end of the day, and you had to take the time to watch the video to get the dislike on there, so they're getting that view no matter how little it may or may not have been. But I guarantee you, a lot of people that go to just downvote a video, they end up sticking around longer than they claim they stick around, giving them the watch hours, giving them the view. And if they're not got ad blockers or Rumble Premium or whatever other platform they're watching on, they're also potentially giving them ad revenue. So it's like, stop. If they're not breaking the law, doing anything violent and disgusting, stop giving them the light of day. If you really can't stand them, move on. Bringing that attention to them for other people is going to just make more people flock to their content. Just that, or just be like me and not care. So, what did I think? That's actually another thing I was going to talk about. My butt hurts. Hurts? Why does your butt hurt? Oh, like don't be butt hurt, but your butt hurts because people are going in raw dog. Noobs, is that what you're saying about? Can I get a shout out for Noobs and You Wrong, by the way, as well? There is a 5-second timer between shout outs though. What do you think of Rumble maybe buying stream elements? Two things. And this was something I was going to talk about too, because I'm going to be honest, I'm very disappointed, a little bit hurt, actually quite a bit hurt. And people might be like, why are you hurt? This doesn't affect you. I'll explain about that in a second. My first thought was Kick is involved with the potential acquisition of stream elements. They're absolutely going to get it over Rumble. Here's why. One, they got gambling money. I talked to somebody at DreamHack that was talking about Kick has lost their way. They're a platform of degens. Kick has always been a platform of degens. Their money comes from gambling, because this person also complained about gambling content. So if we're going to go from that, the money comes from gambling. Their whole platform is to push their gambling. And still does, not as severe as it used to. And from day one, they were having pretty much porn on their platform. And their solution was, you have to go, they didn't make it automatic. You had to go into your account, because I still have it showing up on my channel, because I don't deal with Kick enough to care anymore. And yes, I'm aware I'm streaming on Kick while I'm saying this, but it doesn't matter. It's just people trying to sell me bots and view botting me. So fuck off with that. But anyway, Kick, their solution was to make a filter. You had to go into your settings. They didn't make it automatically on. You had to go into your settings and manually turn it on to where you didn't see 18 plus content. So Kick has always been a DGen platform. So with that being, and so the money that Kick has from gambling, they're gonna, that alone is gonna be enough why Stream Elements is gonna sell out to Kick. I'm gonna call it right now. They're gonna sell the Kick and not Rumble. The other reason, because Rumble is mainly known as a political platform, because politics is still plastered all over the homepage. It's supposed to be changing soon, hopefully. That Chris has talked about changing it to where you can set what you want to see on the platform for your individual profiles. Hopefully, it actually follows through and it works properly. The amount of stuff that socials promote on places like X is almost always about the political content. So Stream Elements is going to look at that, and the successful content on Rumble is right-wing content. And why is that? Well, the reason is a lot of the creators that came over to Rumble initially were disenfranchised political creators because they had run think, and they're not getting punished for that over there. Now, Destiny was on Rumble for a bit. I don't know if he still is. So there were left-wing creators and pretty decent sized ones. But they don't do as well because the people initially drawn to Rumble are more right-leaning in think. So obviously their political content's their breadwinner, and they still promote that stuff. So Stream Elements, based off the amount of money that Kick has to offer, and the fact that Kick is not right-wing politics. They still have political stuff on Kick. It's nowhere near as bad as Twitch, though, from what I understand. So I appreciate the fact that Chris is trying to purchase Stream Elements, but I don't think he's gonna do it. The moment I saw Kick was in talks with Stream Elements, I was like, yeah, Kick is good. If any of the platforms get it, it's gonna be Kick. Kick is gonna get the acquisition of Stream Elements. Now, why does it hurt my feelings a little bit? This is why. There's a very dedicated creator on Rumble that has been there as long, maybe even longer than me as far as gaming content goes. I don't know his full story of how he got started on Rumble, that has poured his blood, sweat, and tears into this platform. You guys might know this creator. In fact, I use a lot of his products. I'm currently streaming on one of them right now. And one of them is a version of Stream Elements. Now, I think Stream Elements has a lot more to offer because it also is a long-standing program and software. But it also is like an OBS. It's like a StreamYards or Streamlabs. It's along the same line. You can use it as a streaming platform. So Rumble has something that was supposed to be dedicated. Well, it was available to all creators, but its whole branding and the whole purpose is Rumble. It's called Rumbot. It won't be much longer. It's switching over to Helix, and I'm talking about vaping gamers. Now, maybe there's something's going behind closed doors that I don't know about. Considering Vaping's tweet today, I'm gonna say no, it hasn't, because Vaping has requested that Chris reach out and DM him. I actually highly recommend. I reposted his tweet. I want everybody to repost that tweet, so hopefully Chris gets eye of it. I don't know what Vaping's purpose is behind it, but I'm assuming Chris has not talked to Vaping about Rumbot Studios at all, or the fact that he has alerts and bots and stuff, that and other mini games. And he also got Tomby that has got streams that he has a bunch of other features that can be added into it. Beers has got his thing that I'm using, which is the only bot in the first bot that I've ever seen do shout outs on Rumble, but right now he's already got it closed off to certain people because he's trying to flush it out before he makes it public. Vaping has been part of the creator program since day one. He's done conversations, as far as I know, with Rick on stream before. I don't know if he's ever talked to Chris on stream before. He's been in the community for a long time. He has built all of these tools and software is available for streamers to use. And unless Chris has the intention of purchasing Stream Elements so he can hand it over to, which I doubt it, but hand it over to Vaping so Vaping can integrate it into Rumbot, now Helix. I think that's a slap in Vaping's face. Vaping was also a ambassador for a while. So with all this being considered, and I'm not putting it, by the way, Vaping has not conveyed any of these things. These are my initial reactions when I saw him offer to buy Stream Elements, or his reach out to Stream Elements hinting that he's going to try to buy it. I think that was insulting to Vaping. Vaping may not feel that way, but I would take it that way if I was him. About the amount of work and dedication he's put into Rumble, because nobody else would work on him. Streaming with Meld won't work with us. OBS wouldn't work with Rumble. I want to see Streamlabs even was reached out to at one point, and they refused to work with Rumble. A lot of people won't work with Rumble, so Vaping is like, screw it, I'm just gonna build my own thing. I know the issue with Streaming with Meld really upset Vaping, which led him to build Rumbot Studios. And seemingly, again, maybe Vaping has had conversations with Chris behind closed doors that I don't know about. And again, I don't even know Vaping's thoughts and feelings about Stream Elements. I'm a little upset that Chris hasn't reached out to Vaping to try to set up to make Rumbot Studios more successful and more flushed out and more viable for Rumble, that it integrates better with Rumble, because I know a lot of people have issues with the API with Rumble because of the Cloudflare bullshit that they got on there. I can't stand Cloudflare, and it's not a Rumble exclusive thing. I know a lot of other platforms use it. It's actually caused for a lot of websites to go down, but I can't stand Cloudflare. So again, I want to stress, Vaping has not conveyed any of these thoughts and feelings to me at all. This is based off my reaction when I saw that. And so he did talk to Chris. When did he make that tweet, Vaping? I know he made the tweet this morning asking for Chris to talk to him. Let me see if I can see it real quick. But I don't know if he has talked to him. I didn't see anything saying that he had. Okay, why is my browser not opening? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. I don't really want to overlay this. I'm gonna move it right here. My chat's exploding. I was able to. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it involves. And this is what pissed me off. Okay, I still argue that gaming on Rumbles, or the Rumble creators, because not everybody I've met with are gamers, are some of the best streaming community I've ever met. They also got some of the worst people in it too. But it's like Vapin is intentionally, because Vapin is a grown-ass adult. He's a professional. But people, this community we have can't seem to grasp that concept of being an adult or professional. One of the first responses, and you guys, I mean, if you see the tweet, you'll see who I'm talking about. That seems very suspicious. Like, why can't you guys just let things be things? Let Vapin do what he's doing. Let him reach out and talk to him. Stop trying to make something out of nothing. And maybe there is something there, but holy crap, people are so desperate. Like, it's like, people act like I want Rumble to succeed. In reality, they just want to watch it burn. That's why they're here. And that's what drives me. It may feel flat, but to me, it's just him saying like, all right, obviously it caused some alarm bells with me making the tweet I did this morning. Let me put these stupid conspiracy, because everybody this is another thing that Rumble's drawing is conspiracy theorists, and everybody has to have conspiracies and everything now. It's like, guys, there's more to life than conspiracies, for crying out loud. Yeah, drama for just drama. Just stop it. For the love of God, just stop. Worry about, like, some of these people need to be more worried about themselves. This is less about a DreamHack recap and me just getting pissed off. It's like, stop worrying about everybody else and start worrying about yourself, and worry about what you need to do to fix yourself. That's at the end of the day. Again, if it was a bunch of teenagers and 20-something-year-olds doing the shit, I'll be like, okay, they're just immature, still learning to be grown-ups and adults. Understand it. But these are people, or some of them are older than me. For crying out loud, be fucking adults for a change. It is not that hard. You guys, it's like a lot of you physically left high school, but mentally you're still there and refuse to leave. Stop. Get help, for the love of God. Oh my word. I raised kids for 20 plus years, and I use kids loosely. These are young people. For 20 plus years, I had to babysit people. I retired from that shit. I was hoping to be done with it. I was like, yeah, drama's probably going to eventually happen for me a lot in content creation if I eventually make it someday. But I was thinking that'd be years down the road, because I'm not going to be exploding anytime soon. Obviously, the bigger you get as a creator, the more drama is. But these are people that it doesn't make sense. As long as you start drama with me and get me in bed after beers, that's the only request I have. It's just, it drives me up. Sorry, I'm reading another post. And like, it's like everybody wants conspiracies. They want conspiracies. I guess life is too boring for you. Is that what it is? Is life so boring you have to concoct a bunch of conspiracies? Maybe there is something going on. Maybe there is. But who the fuck cares? I was telling Goodwin I was going to work on my cussing, but day one I'm already failing. Not that he asked me to work on my cussing. I was just a conversation we had at the campfire and driving around Atlanta and stuff. Just conversations I had. It just drives me up the fucking wall. And it's honestly is what's hurting the community more than anything. If I want to be honest, what's hurting the community more than anything is like these people want drama. They physically left high school 20 plus years ago, but mentally they're still there and refuse to leave. And they don't want to leave because their life is boring for whatever reason. I don't know. But to me, I have enough stress and disappointment and other frustrating things going on in my life. I don't need this e-drama bullshit to drag me back into high school. Now, I haven't been dragged into it, but it's on my timeline. It's just on my timeline. It drives me up the wall. All right, I'm going to close this and get back to my... But anyway, so long story short, a little disappointed. Now, I kind of realized how hypocritical that sounds tonight, since I was just talking about, I was kind of hurt that Chris seems to be more interested in buying stream elements than working with Vaping to get Rumbot to work smoother and better. When I said myself that Vaping did not say these things, I don't know how he personally feels about it. So I get the hypocrisy that may come out from this. But I'm also not going to go out there and bitch and moan and groan on X so people can notice me and get the clicks. In fact, I'm saying it in my content, but nobody knows I'm doing it unless they're already hearing my content. And nobody shares my stuff anyway. So it's not like it's going to be cycled through. And that's not me complaining about not being... people do share my stuff. Let me rephrase that. What I'm saying is people don't take my clips and they'll go, look what Conda said, to start drama. And if you do, I'm going to be more mad at you than what anybody else may be talking shit about my chat. Because I don't care if you share my clips, but if you do it out of context to start drama, that's where I'm going to have a problem. But all right, I have talked long enough and I haven't even started the game yet. We're an hour in. So let me go ahead and... Long story short, there are some fantastic people in Rumble. In my opinion, there's a lot more fantastic people on Rumble than there are that are the bad eggs. Unfortunately, just like the left, the bad eggs tend to be more vocal and more willing to cause trouble. And I believe we can get past that as long as the people that are supposed to be grown adults learn to be grown adults and start acting like it. Now, speaking of which, final thought that we would talk about at DreamHack and stuff. One of the things a lot of people don't seem to realize, Rumble, because it started off as mainly a political platform and is still politics is still his bread and butter. I wish they would show demographic analytics. The age group that I guarantee the youngest person, it's probably Keyline, that is in my chat regularly. And I want to say he's probably late 20s, early 30s, maybe. But the average chatter is got to be in the 40s in my stream. I have no problem with that. I myself is about to hit the 40s. But the point I'm trying to make is the average audience on Rumble is older. So when people start complaining about no chatting's happening, very few likes and comments happening, and maybe this is anecdotal, and whatever. I'm not even trying to say it. And this is just based off my personal observations. So feel free to correct me if you think I'm wrong or you have proof that I'm wrong. I watch a lot of streams. I watch a lot of videos. I don't like the video. I don't click like on the videos I watch. I watch them. I was like, that was a good video. I enjoyed that. Move on to the next one. Often than not, there'll be people I watch repeatedly and I don't subscribe to because I don't care about their content, or they haven't grabbed me enough to be like, yeah, I want more of this, so let me subscribe or follow. Same with streaming. I pull up streams. I don't always chat. I just sit and listen and watch, depending on what's going on. If it's a type of content where you can watch, I just sit there and listen. All right, listen. If it's a type of if it's a type of content you can just listen to, I just sit and listen. If it's a type of content you can watch and engage with, I just watch. I very rarely talk in chats. And a lot of the older generation, people older than me, do the same thing. So likes are going to naturally happen less. Comments are going to happen less. Follows are going to happen less. Now, again, that's like a small fraction of people with a lot of viewers or subs. And it's not me saying I don't think view botting's happening. I'm just it's leading up to the point I'm trying to make is the audience on Rumble is older. If Rumble doesn't do something soon to attract younger audiences, the engagement is going to drop. The people are going to look more and more like they're view botting, and most importantly, Rumble will die because the viewers are going to die. So Rumble will die because there will not be the viewer base there. Now it's gonna be a while before that happens. But it's like the same principle with the birth rate issues in the United States. The average population is older now. If we don't do something about it, the United States will die off soon. Well, and that's another thing. 26 or so. So I think Key Lime is my youngest recurring viewer. Kind of 2026. I like drama. Please, more of it. I hate you, Beers. I hate you. Don't do this. And that's another thing. A lot of because of the age bracket for Rumble that watches, I really wish they would show demographics of viewership on Rumble, because I guarantee it would back up what I'm saying. I'm willing to bet money I would back up what I'm saying. A lot of us work. A lot of us are working, so we can't comment and chat every time somebody's live. And a lot of us are split pretty far apart in time zones too. But yeah, those are some topics that came up over the weekend. There's a lot more to say about DreamHack. I guess DreamHack itself, my highlight was the creators, not so much the convention. But I am with Bucket of Fish. If you don't make the effort to make DreamHack work for you, you're going to be bored and miserable with DreamHack. I had fun. I was exhausted though. I'm still tired. My back hurts like crazy right now too. Take that for what you will. That's up to you. If you get it, I'll eat it. But it's okay. I know you were craving something. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna like it. Alright, love you, babe. She made me lose my train. Oh, DreamHack itself. Like I said, I didn't originally go out there to try to network with anything outside of Rumble. But after talking to Pudge, I got interviewed by Pudge. I don't know if my interview will make it. I don't fully understand what he's trying to do with it. I thought it was Midnight's live stream, but I guess he recorded it, so I don't know where he's gonna. He says he was doing it for Pickaxe and Pickaxe creators. By the way, check me out on Pickaxe. In fact, let me go ahead and plug that because I am. If you guys want to avoid my politics and my social commentary on the culture and all that shit, check me out on Pickaxe. That is gonna be the place to find me. I will give you guys my link to that. Maybe. There we go. If you don't have Pickaxe, I'm gonna give you a link to sign up for Pickaxe. But that is my Pickaxe if you guys already have a Pickaxe. If you don't have a Pickaxe, am I not logged in? I don't think I'm logged. I am not. Was that the wrong password? Some feedback would be nice. Yes, I am in fact human. I don't think I'm going to be beating Fallen Order tonight. Why am I not able to sign in? Okay, this is really bad luck, Pickaxe, if I'm not able to sign in while I'm trying to promote your platform. Ever. Where is there? A lot of things been pissing me off lately. Everything is doing this. They sign me out randomly. There we go. Okay, it did work. So I don't because the interviews were strictly for Pickaxe creators. So I don't know if it's going on Rumble, if it's going on Pickaxe, if it's going on both. What's the purpose? Where this is going. I meant to ask him, but it was like at the end of the day, I need to get Goodwin back to the campsite so we can pack up and make his 10 plus hour drive. Here is the link to sign up for Pickaxe if you don't have one already. Because there, if you don't want to worry about my politics or anything, there I'm just going to create content and post my content. That's all I'm going to be doing on Pickaxe. Nothing else. So, if you guys want to avoid all that. And as far I think if I understood correctly, Uncle Pudge and Midnight both work for Pickaxe now. So definitely check that out. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the interview. If he posts it, I am not a good interviewer. I have discovered that because I was talking in circles for a bit, and I was not clear and concise. Complaining about clear and concise communication. So I'm sure it's going to be very bad. My portion's going to be bad, but we'll see how it goes if it's posted at all. But shout out to Pudge for that. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. What was I going to say next to about? Oh, now the last thing I was going to say about DreamHack, apparently trying to push this as a family event. that is not a family event. The amount of transgenders and drag queens and people with their asses hanging out that was happening at DreamHack, I would be pissed if I brought my kid there thinking that was a family event. I would be absolutely pissed off if I thought that was gonna be a family event and I see all that walking around. So and but the transgenders aren't inherently offensive to children. No, it's what they were wearing and what they were doing while being there. Okay. Even though I do have, yeah. Anyway, the final criticism. So if DreamHack is trying to be a family event, that they did a very horrible job of that, in my opinion. My Airconda's opinion. The other criticism I had, fuck Tencent, by the way. Fuck you. They had some, I can't remember what it was called, it was like HoloLive or something like that going on, where they had, I don't know, I've seen it before. I think it is avatars that are being controlled by people, and the people are like off stage or something, but it's completely ooh anime girls, like kind of like VTubers on steroids, I guess is the way that, because it's full body and they got full like fluid control and everything, or it was just 100% AI. They had them doing a concert, and but for those who don't know, Tencent is a Chinese company, and Chinese companies often have heavy ties to the Chinese government, which is why I tried not to buy Chinese products anymore. And with that comes their restrictions and their censorship. And so on main stage at DreamHack, on these giant televisions, you have these animated girls putting on a concert. If you're caught pointing your phone or camera in the direction of that stage during the performance, no matter where you are in the venue, if they see you pointing at, the workers from Tencent will come running at you and demanding to see your phone to force you to delete it. Somebody told me this and I didn't believe it, but sure enough, it was true. I recorded a very brief, I was actually like, there was a lot of stuff blocking what was happening. I should have put it on my computer so you guys could see this. A lot of stuff was blocking what was happening on the main screen. And I saw in the corner of my eye, this little Chinese dude come running up with his mask on, running in my direction. And he was staring right at me, but I kind of dipped in the crowd and put my phone down and stopped recording. And I could see him looking for me. So I don't know if he didn't get a good enough look of me and see who I was to actually track me down. But he was walking beside me, looking in my direction the whole time walking. Then I see him see another guy that was just snapping some pictures. He ran straight up to him and was going like this. And he took his phone and started deleting stuff from the phone. My answer to that is, you're in the fucking United States of America. Go the fuck home with that shit. You guys can call me xenophobic or whatever you want, or racist. This is the United States of fucking America. Take your censorship bullshit back to China. So, the fact that was at DreamHack, I wasn't super thrilled with that. Other than that, DreamHack is a good opportunity, especially for creators, to meet their. I have fans, but my fans are in the same boat as me. We're older, we have lives, and it's hard for us to just to travel. But it's great for opportunity for fans to meet their favorite creators, and a great opportunity for creators to interact with brands and other creators to hopefully grow their brand. So I do applaud DreamHack. It was definitely leaps and bounds better than it was last year, 100%. Last year was kind of a joke in my opinion. I think that's because Kick had a lot to do with it. Yes, I am still on Kick Was there. But yeah, that's basically, if you guys got questions about DreamHack or anything that was discussed amongst Rumble creators this weekend, I'll be more than happy with that. But other than that, I need to stop talking and we need to get into the game. So let me go ahead and say goodbye to everybody on every platform that's not Rumble. Rumble, we're going to keep going for a bit, so don't you worry, child. This is not over yet. But if you're on YouTube, this is the end of the line for you. All one of you. YouTube, thank you for suppressing my channel because I, God forbid, want to try to grow a brand and avoid your AI censorship. So thank you for that. I'm really very grateful. Very grateful for the scraps you give me. By the way, those who may happen to see this on YouTube, Rumble doesn't do that. They don't suppress you for multi-streaming. I've been doing it for almost